I just watched Dune 2 with my family
Dune,
members.
high
High five!
And we highly recommend it if you are a fan.
Yes.
Lights, cameras, action.
For this episode of Two Analysts, One Head, we roll out the red carpet and bring you on a glamorous journey through the highs and lows of the market so far. For the Best Actor award, which economy or stock market has put in the best performance so far this year and why? Actually, Macau clocked in at above 80% year-on-year growth, but that was from a very low base last year. But if we look within the G7 economies, actually the US has been remarkably resilient. So it not only averted recession last year, actually growth surprised on the upside. And if you look at the start of 2024, the labour market, the numbers continue to surprise on the upside. So non-farm payrolls have been very healthy, and in fact the IMF also upgraded the 2024 growth forecast for the US from 1.5 to 2+%. This shows the remarkable economic resilience and outperformance of the US economy. So for Best Production Design, what monetary policies or business strategies have stood out to you this year?
I think on the market side, you can clearly see that AI continued to be the key recurring trend this whole last 12 months or so. But I think another very interesting trend that has also emerged is weight loss. I think a lot of companies which are in drugs dealing with weight loss has also benefited from the whole positive trend as well.
The game changer this year is really the Bank of Japan. In fact, on the 19th of March, Bank of Japan finally exited negative interest rate policies. So they have combined their three-tier interest rates to one tier. Now it stands at 0 to 0.1%. That is the first rate hike in 17 years.
Popcorn, sweet or salted?
Why not have a mix? It gives you a little bit of a surprise when you don't know what the next bite is going to be.
Quite true, but I am a nacho person. Give me nacho anytime.
Best Newcomer Award. Which developing economy or industry has shown promise this year? So it's interesting because the Malaysian ringgit actually took a little bit of a hit in the first 2 months of the year, but we have seen a bounce back since, and this is, I think, largely due to the stabilization measures by the Bank Negara, which is a central bank, and you know, the push to actually encourage GLCs to actually repatriate some of their overseas earnings seem to have lent a little bit of support to the ringgit.
On the market front, what's very interesting is that post-COVID, we actually saw a very huge pickup in terms of demands for luxury items and all that. And then, of course, obviously, we expect the trend to have tapered off by now. But surprisingly, actually this year, a lot of the European luxury companies have surprised on the upside and have done very well. So it goes to show that there's still a lot of money in the market.
So going forward, I think what we'll be looking out for would be, of course, whether the economy continues to grow on the back of the electronics turnaround story, and whether they actually succeed in some of the policy reforms to encourage more foreign direct investments coming in. So one project that we are watching quite closely would be the Singapore-Johor Special Economic Zone, for instance, which I think will have a lot of economic spin-offs bilaterally.
If a movie was made about your life, what would you choose to play? Who would you choose to play you?
Okay, that's an easy one. I think I would choose Michelle Yeoh. You know, she's very famous, very strong female character.
I think I'll pick Anthony Hopkins. He has always been one of my favourite actors. He puts so much heart, soul, passion into every role that he has, so it's just amazing.
Underperformer of the year. Just as there are movies that don't succeed at the box office, which equities did you expect to do well but have fallen short of expectations?
I think if you look at the broader market, AI remains a very key trend, so which means technology. And of course, healthcare is also one of those very key focus this year. But unfortunately, I think if you look at the Singapore market, these two sectors have actually not performed. And I think another sector that kind of have been languishing for a while is, of course, property, largely due to the whole high interest rate environment. So we've seen property, healthcare, tech, and even REITs actually underperforming. But I think going into the second half of this year, if rates come off as expected, then perhaps value seekers will actually come back to the market and will look for some of these undervalued stocks, so there could possibly be opportunity to participate in the market, especially in the second half of the year. Okay, Selena, if you could choose a Hollywood actor or actress to spend the day with, who would you choose?
I would choose Ralph Fiennes. He's an excellent English actor and he has done many excellent movies, including The English Patient, Schindler's List, amongst others. And he has a nice voice too.
There are so many to pick and choose from. I think I will still stick with Anthony Hopkins for that whole very intense conversation.
The award for Best Comeback. What sectors of the market do you see staging a comeback in 2024?
I think the whole interest rate environment perhaps could possibly soften in the second half. REITs, especially those in Singapore, have actually underperformed for 2 years in a row. And I think that if you are looking for undervalued stock, then perhaps second half of the year is a very good time to actually look at some of the property and property-related companies.
I think for myself, very much anticipating the stabilization and recovery of the manufacturing sector, mainly in the electronics cycle. We have seen quite a prolonged period of inventory destocking in the semiconductor chip cycle, for instance. Hopefully that's coming to an end and demand will pick up. Like you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of hype about AI. So I think there's a lot of promise there because I think there are a lot of AI applications that can actually benefit both the economy and also business. And that's a wrap. Join us next time as we bring you all the latest trends, expert analysis, and all the glitz and glamour of the market.
Until then, keep investing like a star.